Every day is a blank page, and what you write on it is entirely up to you. Welcome to the Purpose-Driven Day, a practical guide to living with intention and meaning. This book isn't about hustle. It's about clarity, about waking up with direction, showing up with presence, and ending the day knowing your time mattered. If you've ever felt like you're moving but not progressing, busy but not fulfilled, this guide will help you reconnect with what truly matters. You'll find simple, actionable steps to help you align your thoughts, your habits, and your energy with your deeper purpose, one day at a time. Because a meaningful life doesn't happen someday, it happens daily. So take a breath, set your intention, and let's begin designing a life you're proud to live, starting with today. The Purpose-Driven Day, a practical guide to living with intention and meaning. Introduction: The Unlived Life. The sun rises, and with it, the familiar rhythm of the day begins. An alarm blares, a phone screen glows, and the world rushes in before our eyes are fully open. For many of us, the hours that follow are a blur of obligations, routines, and distractions. We move from task to task, fueled by caffeine and a sense of duty, navigating a sea of emails, meetings, and errands. We operate on autopilot, efficiently checking boxes and moving forward, yet with a nagging feeling that we are not truly in control. We collapse into bed at night, tired but not fulfilled, wondering where the time went and what it all amounted to. This is the unlived life, a life of motion without meaning, of activity without intention. It's a life where we're passengers in our own days, carried along by the currents of external expectations and ingrained habits, rather than steering our own course. We react to the demands of the day instead of proactively shaping it. The tragedy of the unlived life isn't that it's a bad life. Often, it's a perfectly good life on paper. The tragedy is that it's not our life. It's a script written by others, a path of least resistance that slowly drifts away from the person we were meant to be. But what if there was another way? What if each day could be a canvas upon which we intentionally paint our deepest values and aspirations? What if we could wake up with a clear sense of purpose, a personal why that informs every decision we make? What if we could navigate our hours with intention, distinguishing between the merely urgent and the truly important, and go to sleep with a profound sense of fulfillment, knowing that our actions were aligned with our authentic self? This is the promise of a purpose-driven day. This book is a practical guide for those who are tired of living on autopilot. It is for the seekers, the dreamers, and the doers who believe that life is meant to be more than just a series of checkboxes. It is for the student feeling lost about the future, the professional feeling burnt out in their career, the parent feeling overwhelmed by daily demands, and anyone who feels a quiet ache for something more. It is for those who crave a deeper connection to their work, their relationships, and themselves. This is not a theoretical treatise on philosophy. It is a hands-on manual for intentional living. We will embark on a journey of self-discovery, but we will not stop there. We will translate that discovery into action. We will explore the very essence of what gives life meaning, and then delve into the practical strategies, daily habits, and mental models that can transform our abstract sense of purpose into concrete, intentional actions. This is not about adding more to your already overflowing to-do list. It's about aligning what you do with who you are. It's about infusing every moment, from the way you start your morning to the way you wind down at night, with a sense of purpose. This book is divided into 3 parts. In Part 1, Discovering Your Why, we will lay the foundation by uncovering your core values and crafting a personal mission statement. In Part 2, Designing Your Day with Intention, we will translate that why into a how, building practical systems for your mornings, your schedule, your focus, and your rest. And in Part 3, Living Your Purpose in the World, we will extend this intentionality outward to your career, your relationships, and your community. Get ready to wake up to the life you were meant to live. Get ready to trade reactive living for proactive creation. Get ready to live your purpose-driven day. Part 1. Discovering Your Why. Chapter 1. The Power of Purpose. Purpose is the engine that drives a fulfilling life. It is the North Star in our personal cosmology, the fixed point by which we can navigate the tumultuous seas of everyday existence. It is the answer to the fundamental question, why do I get out of bed in the morning? Beyond the need for a paycheck or the pressure of responsibility, purpose is the internal, intrinsic motivation that gives our efforts meaning. Without a clear sense of purpose, we are like ships without rudders, brilliantly engineered, but ultimately at the mercy of the winds and tides of circumstance. But what exactly is purpose? It's a word we hear often, yet its meaning can feel elusive. Let's be clear. Purpose is not the same as a goal. A goal is a destination. It's finite. You can achieve a goal, run a marathon, get a promotion, buy a house. Purpose is the compass that guides you on the entire journey. It's the reason you're running in the first place, perhaps for health, for discipline, or to inspire others. Purpose is the ongoing why behind the what. It is the deeply held value or belief that gives our actions significance. It is the contribution we feel called to make to the world, no matter how grand or humble. The search for purpose is a uniquely human endeavor. It is a quest that has captivated philosophers, artists, and thinkers for centuries. The existentialist philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre argued that we are condemned to be free, meaning we are thrust into existence without a preordained purpose and are therefore responsible for creating our own. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, wrote in his seminal work, Man's Search for Meaning, that the primary human drive is not pleasure, as Freud believed, or power, as Adler argued, but the discovery and pursuit of what we personally find meaningful. Frankl observed that the prisoners in concentration camps who were most likely to survive were those who held on to a sense of future purpose, a person to see, a book to write, a contribution to make. This isn't just philosophical musing. It's backed by modern science. Studies have repeatedly shown that people with a strong sense of purpose live longer, healthier lives. They have lower rates of heart disease and Alzheimer's disease, better sleep, and are more resilient in the face of stress and trauma. Purpose acts as a psychological immune system. When you know why you are facing a challenge, you are better equipped to endure the how. A difficult project at work isn't just a stressful deadline. It's a stepping stone to building a career that provides for your family. A sleepless night with a newborn isn't just exhaustion. It's the act of nurturing a new life. Purpose reframes our struggles from pointless suffering into meaningful effort. To begin harnessing this power, we must first dispel a common myth that purpose is a single lightning bolt moment of revelation. For most of us, it is not. It is a quieter, more deliberate process of excavation. It is about listening to the whispers of our own lives, the moments of joy, the pangs of envy, the sparks of curiosity, the deep sense of satisfaction when we... Chapter 2. Uncovering your core values. If purpose is your North Star, then your core values are the sturdy planks that build the ship you sail. They are the fundamental beliefs that you hold about what is good, right, and important. They are the bedrock of your character, the invisible hand that guides your decisions when no one is looking. When we live in alignment with our values, we experience a sense of integrity, wholeness, and authenticity. Life feels right. When we violate our values, we feel a sense of inner conflict, shame, or unease. This feeling, often dismissed as stress or a bad day, is actually a critical signal, a compass needle spinning wildly, telling us we've gone off course. In a world that is constantly broadcasting messages about who we should be, what we should want, and how we should live, it can be incredibly difficult to hear our own inner voice. We absorb the values of our parents, our peers, our culture, and our social media feeds. These external values aren't necessarily bad, but they aren't necessarily ours. Living by someone else's values is like wearing clothes that don't fit. You can get by, but you'll never feel truly comfortable in your own skin. Uncovering your core values is a process of separating the shoulds from the is. It's about distinguishing between the values you've inherited and those that genuinely resonate with your soul. A person might have been raised to value financial security above all else, but their soul might truly yearn for creativity and adventure. Living a life chasing security when you value adventure is a recipe for quiet desperation. This is why the work of this chapter is so foundational. You cannot build a purpose-driven day on a foundation that isn't yours. Values fall into different categories, and it's helpful to consider them all. Personal values. These relate to your inner world. Examples include authenticity, growth, humor, and resilience. Professional values. These relate to your work life. Examples include leadership, collaboration, innovation, and stability. Social values. These relate to how you interact with others. Examples include compassion, community, fairness, and connection. Spiritual values. These relate to your connection with the larger universe or a higher power. Examples include faith, harmony, service, and gratitude. The goal is not to have the right values. There is no universal hierarchy. The goal is to identify your values with brutal honesty. Practical exercise. The Values Clarification Gauntlet. This is a 3-step process to move from a broad list to your essential few. Step 1. The Brainstorm Dump. Below is a list of common value words. Read through it quickly and write down every single one that resonates with you, even slightly. Don't overthink it. Aim for at least 15 to 20 words. Accomplishment, adventure, authenticity, balance, beauty, boldness, community, compassion, competence, connection, contribution, creativity, curiosity, determination, fairness, faith, family, freedom, friendship, fun, generosity, growth, gratitude, harmony, health, honesty, humor, independence, influence, inner peace, integrity, justice, kindness, knowledge, leadership, learning, love, loyalty, meaning, nature, openness, optimism, order, passion, patriotism, peace, pleasure, power, recognition, respect, responsibility, security, service, simplicity, spirituality, stability, strength, success, teamwork, tradition, trust, truth, wealth, wisdom. Step 2. The thematic grouping. Now look at your long list. Do you see any patterns? Are some words essentially variations of the same core idea for you? For example, if you chose knowledge, learning, and curiosity, they might all fall under a single theme of growth. If you chose community, connection, and friendship, they might be grouped under connection. Try to group your 15 to 20 words into 5 to 7 core themes. Give each theme a name that feels right to you. Step 3. The forced ranking. This is the hardest but most revealing step. Look at your 5 to 7 core themes. Imagine you are at a crossroads in life where you can only honor one of them. Which one would you choose? Now imagine you can choose 2. Which ones would they be? Force yourself to rank these themes in order of importance. This doesn't mean the lower-ranked values are unimportant. It simply clarifies your priorities. Your top 3 to 5 are your core values. These are your non-negotiables. Once you have your top 3 to 5 core values, take one final step. For each one, write a single sentence that defines what it means to you. Integrity, for example, could mean doing what I said I would do, or acting in a way that I would be proud of if it were on the front page of a newspaper. This personalization is what makes the value truly yours. These core values now form the rubric against which you will measure your life. They are the criteria for the decisions you will make and the mission you will craft in the next chapter. Chapter 3. Crafting your personal mission statement. A personal mission statement is a concise and powerful declaration of your purpose. It is the constitution for your life, a written articulation of your why that synthesizes your core values into a guiding philosophy. While companies spend fortunes developing mission statements to align their teams, we often neglect to do the same for our own lives, the most important enterprise we will ever lead. Your mission statement is your personal lighthouse, a beacon that cuts through the fog of daily distractions and helps you stay on course when life's storms inevitably hit. Crafting a mission statement is more than just an exercise in writing. It is a profound act of self-creation. The process forces you to move from the abstract, like, I value creativity, to the concrete, like, I will use my creativity to. It challenges you to envision the best version of yourself and the life you want to lead. It's a declaration of intent to the world, but more importantly, to yourself. A powerful personal mission statement has 4 key components. 1. What you do, the verb. What is the primary action you are committed to? Examples: to inspire, to create, to teach, to build, to empower, to heal, to connect. 2. Who you do it for, the audience. Who is the primary beneficiary of your actions? This can be others, my family, my community, my clients, or yourself, to be a better version of me. 3. What is the result, the outcome? What is the desired impact or result of your actions? What change do you want to create? Examples: so they can achieve their full potential, to bring more beauty and harmony into the world, to build a life of financial freedom and generosity. And 4, what guides you? The values. What core values underpin this entire mission? A great mission statement is short enough to memorize, yet profound enough to guide your life's most important decisions. It should be aspirational, but not impossible, and it should resonate with you on an emotional level. The mission statement formula. To get started, you can use a simple template. Fill in the blanks with your own words based on the self-discovery from the previous chapters. My mission is to blank for blank by using my unique gifts of blank so that blank I will do this with blank, blank, and blank. Let's see this in action with a few examples. A teacher. My mission is to inspire curiosity and a love of learning in my students by using my gifts of patience and creativity so that they feel empowered to ask big questions and shape their own future. I will do this with compassion, integrity, and joy. An entrepreneur. My mission is to build innovative and sustainable solutions for small businesses by using my gifts of strategic thinking and leadership so that they can thrive in a changing world. I will do this with boldness, service, and responsibility. A parent. My mission is to create a nurturing and stable environment for my family by using my gifts of love and resilience so that my children grow into kind, confident, and independent adults. I will do this with patience, honesty, and humor. Refining your statement. Once you have a first draft, put it to the test. The T-shirt test. Would you be proud to wear this on a T-shirt? Is it a genuine expression of who you are? The decision test. Can this statement help you make a tough choice? For example, if offered a high-paying job that violates one of your core values, your mission statement should make the no feel clear and right. The emotion test. How does it make you feel when you read it? Does it energize you? Does it feel true? Don't strive for perfection on the first try. Your mission statement is a living document. It will evolve as you evolve. Write it down. Put it somewhere you will see it every day, on your bathroom mirror, as your phone's wallpaper, on the first page of your journal. This statement is the culmination of your why. It is the strategic blueprint for your purpose. In Part 2, we will begin the tactical work of bringing this mission to life one intentional day at a time. Part 2. Designing your day with intention. Chapter 4. The morning ritual. Starting your day on purpose. The way we begin our day sets the tone for everything that follows. The first hour is the rudder of the day. If you start your morning in a state of chaotic reactivity, hitting snooze, grabbing your phone to check a flood of notifications and news alerts, and rushing through your routine, you are setting yourself up for a day of distraction and overwhelm. You are letting the world's agenda hijack your own before you've even had a chance to connect with your purpose. A calm, proactive, and intentional morning, on the other hand, empowers you to move through your day with focus, grace, and a deep sense of grounding. A morning ritual is your sacred time. It is a preemptive strike against the chaos of the world. It's about winning the day before it even truly begins. This is not about subscribing to a one-size-fits-all 5 a.m. hustle culture routine. It's about creating a personalized ritual that aligns with your unique values and mission statement. For some, it may be an hour of silence, meditation, and journaling. For others, it might be 20 minutes of intense exercise followed by reading. The key is to create a practice that consistently nourishes your mind, your body, and your spirit, connecting you with your why before you engage with the what of your to-do list. A powerful morning ritual typically includes elements from three key areas, which you can think of as the 3 M's. 1. Mindfulness. This is about calming the inner chaos and cultivating presence. It's the practice of being, not doing. This is your anchor. Examples: meditation. Even 5 minutes of guided or silent meditation can rewire your brain for calm. Deep breathing exercises, like box breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 4. Exhale for 4, hold for 4. Or simply sitting in silence with a cup of tea, paying attention to the sensations without judgment. The goal is to observe your thoughts without getting swept away by them. 2. Mindset. This is about intentionally priming your brain for a positive and purposeful day. It's about setting your emotional and intellectual compass. Examples: gratitude journaling. Write down 3 specific things you are grateful for. This simple act is proven to increase happiness and reduce stress. Reviewing your mission statement. Read your personal mission statement out loud. This reminds you of your overarching purpose. Visualization. Spend a few minutes vividly imagining your day unfolding successfully. Picture yourself handling challenges with calm and focus and achieving your most important task. Reading. Read a few pages from an inspiring or educational book. Feed your mind with positive and expansive ideas, not a fear-based news feed. 3. Movement. This is about awakening your physical body, releasing stagnant energy, and boosting your mood and focus. Examples: this doesn't have to be a full-blown workout. It can be 15 minutes of stretching or yoga, a brisk walk around the block, a few sets of push-ups and squats, or dancing to your favorite song. The goal is to get your blood flowing and connect with your physical self. Building your ritual, a practical approach. The thought of adding a new routine can feel overwhelming. The key is to start small and be consistent. Start with 15 minutes. Don't try to build a 90-minute ritual overnight. Choose one activity from each of the 3 M's and commit to just 5 minutes for each. For example, 5 minutes of deep breathing, mindfulness, 5 minutes of gratitude journaling, mindset, and 5 minutes of stretching, movement. Prepare the night before. The success of your morning ritual often depends on your evening preparation. Lay out your workout clothes. Put your journal and pen on your nightstand. Put your phone in another room or on airplane mode. Reduce the friction to make it easy to follow through. Be flexible. Your ritual should serve you, not the other way around. Some days you might need more quiet reflection. Other days you might need more energetic movement. Listen to your body and adjust accordingly. Protect this time fiercely. Treat your morning ritual as an unbreakable appointment with yourself. It is the most important meeting of your day. It is the investment that will pay dividends across all other areas of your life. By starting your day with this intentional practice, you are making a profound statement. My purpose comes first. You are filling your own cup before you pour out for others. This grounded start creates a powerful ripple effect, allowing you to face the rest of your day not as a victim of circumstance, but as the architect of a life lived on purpose. Chapter 5. The Art of Intentional Scheduling, from to-do lists to to-be lists. Our calendars are often a source of immense stress. They are a relentless list of demands on our time, a patchwork of meetings, deadlines, and obligations that can leave us feeling like we are constantly running on a treadmill, busy but not productive. A packed calendar can be a sign of importance, but it can also be a sign of a life without clear priorities. An intentionally designed schedule, however, is one of the most powerful tools for living a purpose-driven life. It transforms your calendar from a record of your obligations into a blueprint for your aspirations. The problem with most scheduling systems, including the traditional to-do list, is that they are fundamentally reactive and task-oriented. They focus on the what without any connection to the why. You list everything you have to do, and the day becomes a frantic race to check off as many items as possible, with the urgent often crowding out the truly important. Intentional scheduling flips this script. It starts with your purpose and values and works backward. It asks not, what do I have to do today, but who do I want to be today, and what actions will support that? This subtle but profound shift is the difference between being busy and being effective. It's the move from a to-do list to a to-be list. A to-be list doesn't replace a to-do list entirely. It provides the context for it. Before you write down your tasks, you write down your intentions. For example, your to-be list for the day might include: to be present during meetings, to be patient with my children, to be focused on my most important project, to be grateful for my health. Now, when you plan your tasks, you do so through this lens. A 10-team meeting on a to-do list is just a task. But when your intention is to be present, you might decide to leave your laptop closed and give the speaker your full attention. This transforms a passive obligation into an active practice of your values. Time blocking is the cornerstone of intentional scheduling. The most effective method for implementing this is time blocking or time boxing. Instead of a floating list of tasks, you assign every minute of your workday a job. You schedule tasks on your calendar as if they were appointments. 1. Schedule your values first, the big rocks. Before anyone else gets a piece of your time, block out time for the things that are most important to your purpose. This is Stephen Covey's Big Rocks principle. Your big rocks are the actions that align with your mission. This includes your morning ritual, time for deep work on your most significant project, exercise, and time for family connections. These blocks are non-negotiable. Put them on your calendar for the week first. 2. Schedule deep work. Identify the 1 to 2 most important tasks that require significant cognitive effort and will move you closer to your goals. Block out 90 to 120-minute uninterrupted chunks of time for this deep work. During these blocks, there are no emails, no social media, and no notifications. This is sacred focus time. 3. Schedule shallow work in batches. Shallow work includes tasks like answering emails, making phone calls, and filing paperwork. These tasks are necessary, but don't require intense focus. Instead of letting them interrupt your day, batch them together. Create a 30 to 60-minute email block in the late morning and another in the late afternoon. This prevents you from being in a constant state of reactive communication. 4. Schedule proactive rest. A purpose-driven life is a marathon, not a sprint. Burnout is the enemy of purpose. Intentionally schedule breaks into your day. Use the Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of break, or simply schedule a 15-minute walk after lunch. These pauses are not a waste of time. They are essential for maintaining high performance and creativity. 5. Create buffer zones. Don't schedule your day back to back. This creates a fragile system where one small delay derails everything. Leave 15 to 30-minute buffer blocks between major appointments. This gives you time to transition, grab a drink of water, and reset your focus, rather than rushing from one thing to the next in a state of frazzled anxiety. Your schedule is a moral document. It is the evidence of what you truly value, not what you say you value. By shifting from a reactive to-do list to a proactive time block schedule centered on your to-be list, you are no longer just managing time, you are designing a life. Chapter 6. Taming Distractions and Cultivating Deep Work. In our hyper-connected, always-on world, the ability to focus is a superpower. Our attention has become the most valuable and most preyed upon commodity. The constant barrage of notifications, emails, breaking news, and social media updates has trained our brains for distraction. This creates a state of shallow work, a term coined by author Cal Newport. Shallow work is the logistical, non-cognitively demanding stuff we do while distracted. Answering an email while half listening to a podcast, scrolling through a feed while a report is open on our screen. This is the signature of the modern knowledge worker. It keeps us feeling busy and responsive, but it prevents us from doing the one thing that creates real value and fulfillment: deep work. Deep work is the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. It's the state in which you produce your best work, learn complex skills, and solve difficult problems. It is the state of flow where you are fully immersed and the world fades away. Artists, scientists, programmers, and strategists all rely on deep work to make their unique contributions. In an economy where shallow tasks are increasingly being automated, the ability to perform deep work is becoming rarer and therefore more valuable. More importantly, a life filled with deep work is a life of meaning. It is the antidote to the fragmented, unfulfilling feeling of a day spent in a constant state of digital distraction. Cultivating deep work is not a matter of willpower alone. It's a matter of creating systems and an environment that make focus the path of least resistance. It requires a conscious effort to tame the external and internal triggers that pull you away from what matters most. Strategies for an undistracted life. 1. Design a deep work sanctuary. Your physical environment has a massive impact on your ability to focus. Designate a specific space that is used only for deep work sessions. This could be a specific desk in your office, a chair in your study, or even a particular coffee shop. When you enter this space, your brain receives a powerful cue that it's time to focus. Crucially, this sanctuary must be distraction-free. The most important rule: your phone does not enter the sanctuary. Leave it in another room or turn it completely off. 2. Schedule your distractions. The pull of a quick social media check or news scan is powerful. Instead of trying to resist it all day long, which depletes your willpower, schedule specific times for these activities. For example, you might allow yourself a 15-minute distraction break at noon and again at 4 p.m. When the urge strikes outside of these times, simply tell yourself, "Not now. I have time scheduled for that later." This puts you back in control. 3. Master your technology. Don't let it master you. Your devices are tools, not tyrants. Reclaim your sovereignty over them. Turn off all notifications. Go into your phone and computer settings and turn off every single notification, banners, badges, and sounds, except for maybe phone calls from your immediate family. You decide when to get information. The app does not. The one-tab rule. When working on a deep work task on your computer, have only the single tab or application you need open. Close everything else. Each open tab is a potential rabbit hole of distraction. Set communication protocols. Let your colleagues know your deep work schedule. An automatic email reply can say, "Thank you for your message. I am in a deep work session until 11 a.m. and will respond then." This manages expectations and frees you from the perceived need to be instantly responsive. 4. Embrace productive meditation. Deep work is a muscle that needs to be trained. You can do this even when you're not at your desk. Productive meditation involves taking a period where you are physically occupied but not mentally taxed, like walking, showering, or commuting, and focusing your mind on a single, well-defined professional problem. When your mind wanders, you gently bring it back to the problem at hand. This practice trains your ability to sustain concentration, just like a bicep curl trains your arm. 5. Be comfortable with boredom. One of the most insidious effects of our digital age is that we have lost the ability to be bored. At the slightest hint of downtime, waiting in line, sitting at a red light, we reach for our phones. This constant stimulation erodes our ability to focus. Practice being bored. Let your mind wander. Don't immediately seek a distraction. It's in these moments of quiet unstimulation that your brain recharges its capacity for deep thought and often generates its most creative ideas. By intentionally carving out space for deep work and ruthlessly eliminating the distractions that prevent it, you are not just becoming more productive, you are reclaiming your mind. You are creating the necessary conditions to apply your skills and passion to the things that align with your purpose, leading to a profound sense of accomplishment and meaning at the end of the day. Chapter 7. The Power of Purposeful Pauses, Reconnecting and Recharging. In our culture of constant busyness, rest is often seen as a luxury, a sign of weakness, or simply wasted time. We are taught to power through fatigue, to glorify the grind, and to wear our exhaustion as a badge of honor. But this relentless pursuit of productivity is a fool's errand. It leads not to sustained success, but to burnout, diminished creativity, and a disconnection from our very purpose. The truth is, purposeful pauses are not an obstacle to a meaningful life. They are an essential and non-negotiable component of it. A purposeful pause is more than just stopping work. Mindlessly scrolling through social media for 15 minutes is a distraction, not a pause. A purposeful pause is an intentional act of stepping away to reconnect, recharge, and gain perspective. It's a strategic retreat that allows you to return to your work and your life with renewed energy, clarity, and focus. Just as a musician uses rests to create beautiful music, we must use pauses to create a beautiful life. The science is unequivocal. Our brains are not designed for 8 straight hours of focused work. They operate in cycles of high energy, followed by periods where they need to recover. Pushing past these natural cycles leads to diminishing returns, more mistakes, and mental fatigue. Purposeful pauses honor this biological reality. Integrating different types of rest into your life. Rest is not a one-size-fits-all activity. We need different types of rest to replenish different aspects of ourselves. Micropauses, 1 to 5 minutes. These are short, frequent breaks designed to reset your focus during a work block. The 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds to reduce digital eye strain. Mindful breathing. Close your eyes and take 3 slow, deep breaths, focusing only on the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. This is a powerful nervous system reset. A quick stretch. Stand up, reach for the sky, and touch your toes. Get the blood flowing out of your head and into your body. Midi pauses, 15 to 30 minutes. These are scheduled breaks designed to provide a more substantial recharge during the day. A walk in nature. Step away from your desk and go for a brisk walk outside, preferably in a green space. Nature has been shown to have profound restorative effects on the mind. A do-nothing break. Find a comfortable chair, set a timer for 15 minutes, and simply sit. Don't meditate, don't plan, don't solve problems. Just be. Let your mind wander where it will. This is the art of active idleness. A creative break. Engage in a short, non-work-related creative activity. Doodle in a sketchbook, play an instrument, or listen to a piece of music with your full attention. This activates different parts of your brain. Macro pauses, weekly and quarterly. These are longer periods of rest designed for deep restoration and perspective. The Sabbath or digital detox. Designate one day a week or even just a 24-hour period where you completely disconnect from screens. No email, no social media, no news. This radical act of disconnection allows for deep reconnection with yourself, your family, and the physical world. The Think Week, a concept popularized by Bill Gates. This involves taking a full week once or twice a year to step away from daily obligations to simply read, think, and reflect on the big picture of your life and work. This is where your most significant strategic insights will come from. A true vacation. A vacation where you are still checking email every hour is not a vacation. A true macro pause means fully disengaging from work to allow your mind and body to completely recover. To build a purpose-driven life, you must create a rest ethic that is as strong as your work ethic. Schedule these pauses into your calendar with the same seriousness as your most important meeting. See them not as a cost, but as an investment. They are what will sustain your energy, protect your passion, and ensure that you can continue to live out your purpose not just for a day or a week, but for a lifetime. Part 3. Living Your Purpose in the World. Chapter 8. Purpose in Action. Aligning your work with your values. For most of us, work consumes the largest portion of our waking hours. It is where we invest our most precious resources, our time, our energy, and our intellect. Given this immense investment, it is only natural to crave a sense of meaning and purpose from our careers. Yet, a staggering number of people feel disconnected from their jobs, seeing them merely as a means to an end, a way to pay the bills and fund their real life on evenings and weekends. This bifurcation of life into work and life is a recipe for chronic dissatisfaction. A purpose-driven life does not segment itself. It seeks integration. It seeks to align the work we do with the values we hold. Finding more meaning in your work doesn't necessarily mean you have to quit your job and join a nonprofit. While for some, a radical career change may be the right path, for many, purpose can be found or created right where they are. This chapter is about practical strategies for bridging the gap between your current work and your personal mission, whether that means finding a new role or reframing your existing one. Strategy 1. Job crafting. Job crafting is the proactive process of redesigning your own job to make it more meaningful and engaging. It's about changing your mindset from a passive recipient of tasks to an active architect of your role. Researchers have identified 3 types of job crafting. 1. Task crafting. This involves altering the number, scope, or type of tasks you do. For example, a marketing manager who values creativity might volunteer to take on a new project designing a visual campaign, even if it's outside their core responsibilities. Or they might automate a repetitive reporting task they find draining to free up time for more strategic work. Look at your job description. Where can you expand or reduce tasks to better align with your strengths and values? 2. Relational crafting. This involves changing who you interact with at work. An IT professional who values mentorship could offer to train new hires or start a weekly tech tips session for their less tech-savvy colleagues. This reframes their role from just fixing computers to empowering people. Think about how you can intentionally cultivate relationships that energize you and align with your purpose. 3. Cognitive crafting. This is the most powerful form of job crafting. It involves changing how you perceive your job. It's about reframing the meaning of your work. The classic example is the hospital janitor. One janitor might see their job as cleaning floors. Another, with a different cognitive frame, sees their job as creating a safe and healthy environment for patients to heal. Same job, radically different sense of purpose. Ask yourself, what is the ultimate impact of my work? Who benefits from what I do? Connect your daily tasks to a larger, more meaningful mission. Strategy 2. Exploring Ikigai. For those considering a larger career shift, the Japanese concept of Ikigai, pronounced Ikigai, is a powerful framework. Ikigai is often translated as a reason for being, or the reason you get up in the morning. It is not just about what you love, but about the intersection of 4 key elements. 1. What you love. What activities make you feel alive and lose track of time? What are your passions and interests? 2. What you are good at. What are your unique skills, talents, and strengths? What do people come to you for? 3. What the world needs. What problems in the world do you feel called to solve? What contribution do you want to make? 4. What you can be paid for. What skills or services have economic value in the marketplace? Your Ikigai lies at the center where all 4 of these circles overlap. A job that is only what you're good at and what you can be paid for is just a profession. A job that is what you love and what you're good at but pays nothing is a passion. A job that is what the world needs and what you can be paid for but that you don't enjoy is a vocation. The purpose-driven career lies in the synthesis of all 4 of the elements. Practical exercise. The Ikigai Venn diagram. Draw 4 overlapping circles on a piece of paper, labeling each one with one of the Ikigai elements. In each circle, brainstorm and list as many things as you can think of. Then start looking for the connections in the overlapping sections. Where do your skills meet your passions? Where do those, in turn, meet a need in the world? This exercise won't give you a magical answer overnight, but it will provide a rich map of possibilities and illuminate a path toward a career that is not just a way to make a living, but a profound expression of your purpose. Chapter 9. The Ripple Effect. Extending your purpose to your relationships and community. A purpose-driven life is not a solitary pursuit. While the journey begins with deep inner work, its ultimate expression is found in connection with others. Our purpose gains its fullest meaning when it ripples outward, positively influencing our relationships, our communities, and the world around us. When we live with intention and meaning, we become a lighthouse, and our light can't help but guide and inspire those who share our voyage. Living a purpose-driven life transforms how you show up for the people who matter most. It moves you from a state of self-absorption, worried about your own stress and to-do lists, to a state of greater presence and generosity. Your personal mission to live with, say, compassion and integrity doesn't stop at your office door. It fundamentally changes how you listen to your partner, how you respond to your child's tantrum, and how you support a friend in need. Purpose in your relationships. Practice presence as a gift. The greatest gift you can give someone is your undivided attention. In a world of constant distraction, being fully present with another person is a radical act of love and respect. When you are with someone, put your phone away. Practice active listening. Don't just wait for your turn to talk, but seek to truly understand their perspective. Ask open-ended questions. Reflect back what you hear. When you make someone feel truly seen and heard, you are living your purpose through connection. Lead with your values. Your core values should be the foundation of your relationships. If you value honesty, it means having difficult conversations with transparency and kindness. If you value generosity, it means being generous with your time, your praise, and your forgiveness. When your actions consistently align with your stated values, you build deep trust, the bedrock of any strong relationship. Set boundaries with compassion. A common misconception is that being a good person means saying yes to everything. In fact, a lack of boundaries leads to resentment and burnout, which are toxic to relationships. Setting healthy boundaries is an act of self-respect and is essential for sustaining your ability to give. A purpose-driven person knows what is important to them, which means they also know what they must say no to. Communicate your boundaries clearly, respectfully, and without guilt, framing them as what you need to be your best self for them in the long run. Purpose in your community. Extending your purpose to your community is about recognizing that we are all part of an interconnected web. It's about shifting your focus from "what can I get" to "what can I give?" This contribution doesn't have to be a grand, world-changing gesture. Small, consistent acts of service and kindness create powerful ripples. Align your service with your skills. The most effective way to contribute is to leverage what you are already good at. If you are a skilled accountant, offer to help a local nonprofit with their books. If you're a great cook, volunteer at a soup kitchen or bring a meal to a new neighbor. If you're a talented writer, help a local charity craft a compelling newsletter. By using your unique gifts in service of others, you experience a profound sense of fulfillment that money can't buy. Practice localism. Purpose can be found right outside your front door. Support local businesses. Get to know your neighbors. Participate in community events like park cleanups or local festivals. A strong community is built one small positive interaction at a time. By investing in the health and vibrancy of your immediate environment, you are making a tangible, meaningful impact. Engage in micro-kindness. Never underestimate the power of a small act of kindness. Let someone go ahead of you in line. Give a genuine compliment to a stranger. Leave a generous tip for a service worker. These small moments cost you very little, but they can completely change the trajectory of someone else's day. They are a direct injection of your values into the world. The beautiful truth of the ripple effect is that it flows both ways. As you extend your purpose outward to serve others, that sense of connection and contribution flows back to you, enriching your own life and reinforcing your why. Your purpose becomes a self-sustaining positive feedback loop, creating more meaning not just for you, but for everyone you touch. Chapter 9. The Ripple Effect. Extending your purpose to your relationships and community. A purpose-driven life is not a solitary pursuit. While the journey begins with deep inner work, its ultimate expression is found in connection with others. Our purpose gains its fullest meaning when it ripples outward, positively influencing our relationships, our communities, and the world around us. When we live with intention and meaning, we become a lighthouse, and our light can't help but guide and inspire those who share our voyage. Living a purpose-driven life transforms how you show up for the people who matter most. It moves you from a state of self-absorption, worried about your own stress and to-do lists, to a state of greater presence and generosity. Your personal mission to live with, say, compassion and integrity doesn't stop at your office door. It fundamentally changes how you listen to your partner, how you respond to your child's tantrum, and how you support a friend in need. Purpose in your relationships. 1. Practice presence as a gift. The greatest gift you can give someone is your undivided attention. In a world of constant distraction, being fully present with another person is a radical act of love and respect. When you are with someone, put your phone away. Practice active listening. Don't just wait for your turn to talk, but seek to truly understand their perspective. Ask open-ended questions. Reflect back what you hear. When you make someone feel truly seen and heard, you are living your purpose through connection. Lead with your values. Your core values should be the foundation of your relationships. If you value honesty, it means having difficult conversations with transparency and kindness. If you value generosity, it means being generous with your time, your praise, and your forgiveness. When your actions consistently align with your stated values, you build deep trust, the bedrock of any strong relationship. Set boundaries with compassion. A common misconception is that being a good person means saying yes to everything. In fact, a lack of boundaries leads to resentment and burnout, which are toxic for relationships. Setting healthy boundaries is an act of self-respect and is essential for sustaining your ability to give. A purpose-driven person knows what is important to them, which means they also know what they must say no to. Communicate your boundaries clearly, respectfully, and without guilt, framing them as what you need to be your best self for them in the long run. Purpose in your community. Extending your purpose to your community is about recognizing that we are all part of an interconnected web. It's about shifting your focus from "what can I get" to "what can I give?" This contribution doesn't have to be a grand, world-changing gesture. Small, consistent acts of service and kindness create powerful ripples. Align your service with your skills. The most effective way to contribute is to leverage what you are already good at. If you are a skilled accountant, offer to help a local nonprofit with their books. If you are a great cook, volunteer at a soup kitchen or bring a meal to a new neighbor. If you are a talented writer, help a local charity craft a compelling newsletter. By using your unique gifts in service of others, you experience a profound sense of fulfillment that money can't buy. Practice localism. Purpose can be found right outside your front door. Support local businesses. Get to know your neighbors. Participate in community events like park cleanups or local festivals. A strong community is built one small positive interaction at a time. By investing in the health and vibrancy of your immediate environment, you are making a tangible, meaningful impact. Engage in micro-kindness. Never underestimate the power of a small act of kindness. Let someone go ahead of you in line. Give a genuine compliment to a stranger. Leave a generous tip for a service worker. These small moments cost you very little, but they can completely change the trajectory of someone else's day. They are a direct injection of your values into the world. The beautiful truth of the ripple effect is that it flows both ways. As you extend your purpose outward to serve others, that sense of connection and contribution flows back to you, enriching your own life and reinforcing your why. Your purpose becomes a self-sustaining positive feedback loop, creating more meaning not just for you, but for everyone you touch. Chapter 10. The Purpose-Driven Life as a Lifelong Journey. Discovering and living your purpose is not a destination you arrive at one day. It is not a box you check and then move on from. It is a lifelong journey, a dynamic, evolving, and continuous process of growth, learning, and realignment. The person you are today is not the person you were 5 years ago, nor the person you will be 5 years from now. As you move through different stages of life, from student to professional, from single to partnered, from parent to empty nester, your circumstances, priorities, and perspectives will naturally shift. Therefore, your purpose must have the flexibility to shift as well. Thinking of purpose as a final destination is a trap. It creates a brittle and fragile system. If your entire purpose is wrapped up in a specific job and you get laid off, your sense of self can shatter. If your purpose is centered entirely on raising your children and they leave for college, you can be left with a profound sense of emptiness. A resilient, lifelong purpose is not a fixed point, but a direction of travel. It's your compass, not your map. The compass always points north, but the terrain you cross to head in that direction will change. Your core values, honesty, creativity, compassion, will likely remain stable over your lifetime. They are your true north. However, the expression of those values will evolve. The way a 25-year-old expresses the value of contribution might be by working tirelessly at a startup. At 45, the same person might express that same value by mentoring junior colleagues and coaching their child's soccer team. At 65, they might express it through volunteering or philanthropy. The how changes, but the why remains constant. Staying on the path. Practices for a lifelong journey. To navigate this journey successfully, you need practices that keep you connected to your inner compass and allow for intentional course correction. 1. The weekly review. Set aside 30 minutes at the end of each week to conduct a simple review. Don't just look at what you accomplished from your to-do list. Ask yourself deeper questions. When did I feel most alive and energized this week? When did I feel most drained? Did my schedule reflect my values this week? How did I live out my mission statement? Where did I fall short? What is the most important thing I need to focus on next week to stay on my path? This ritual is your early warning system. It allows you to catch drifts away from your purpose early, before they become major detours. The annual purpose retreat. Just as you schedule an annual physical, schedule an annual purpose retreat for yourself. This doesn't have to be a fancy trip. It can be a single day of solitude at a local park, library, or even at home with a Do Not Disturb sign on the door. During this time, reread the work you've done in this book. Re-examine your values. Reread your mission statement. Ask big-picture questions. Is this mission statement still true for me? What new skills or knowledge do I want to acquire in the coming year to better live my purpose? What fears or limiting beliefs are holding me back? What does the next chapter of my purpose-driven life look like? This is your time for strategic, high-level life planning. Embrace seasons of purpose. Give yourself permission for your focus to change. There may be a season where your primary purpose is focused on your career. There may be a season where it's intensely focused on caregiving for a young child or an aging parent. There may be a season of healing and introverted self-discovery. Don't judge these shifts. honor them. Each season brings its own lessons and its own unique way of living out your core values. The purpose-driven life is not about achieving a state of perpetual perfection. It is about embracing the journey with intention. There will be days you feel completely off course. There will be times when you are distracted, discouraged, and disconnected. That's part of being human. The goal is not to never get lost. The goal is to have a reliable compass and the wisdom to use it so you can always find your way back to the path of purpose again